Hey, good morning, everyone, or afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you're watching this from, and whatever device or platform you're watching this from. This is DigiChat SA. I think we should change the name, Lorena. It's a mouthful. I have trouble saying it. DigiChat SA. This is the show where we bring you all the things that have happened in the last week as far as digital marketing is concerned, the news, interesting things that we notice, and then at the end we'll look at one tool that we are currently using or we've discovered that could be useful for you and your business. We try to, as far as we can, to get all these news items, all these things that have happened in digital marketing and put them in perspective as far as small businesses are concerned, and especially businesses in Southern Africa, because a lot of these the news, a lot of these things that happen, they seem to be out of touch with what's happening in Africa. So we try to put a spin on that. My name is Ali Kibao, and this show is brought to you by afrodynamics.com. We're still trying to find a permanent home for it. And with me, as always, is Lorena. Lorena, how are you doing this morning? And welcome to the show.
I'm good. How are you?
Well. Looking forward to the rest of the week. I feel like it's Monday today. For some reason, it feels like yesterday was Sunday. I don't know why. I think it's because I took Saturday off. That's why I feel like
Maybe.
yeah, something is just out of line. Been up to, man? What are you looking forward for this week coming?
Nothing much. Just studying.
Oh yeah, you're preparing
What am
for
I looking forward to?
the
Nothing.
what are you preparing for?
Case
The
study.
second case study. Yeah, Lorena is an accountant, so
Yeah.
there's that. We've got lots of news today. We've got we've got
Surprise.
news. We've got news from and by the way, congratulations, you have been nominated for Blogger of the Year. That in fashion category. This is just fantastic, man. Fantastic. We're all rooting for you. Is voting open yet? Because you said the website was down or something.
Yeah, the website was down because obviously there are 100 candidates and those 100 people announced to their people voting is open. So the website just kept on crashing. So I'm going to announce in about, a couple of days or so because voting ends the 8th of September. So
Because the last thing you want is for your voters to go there and then the website doesn't work. Then you're going to have a problem. And then people are not going to come back, and then you're going to tell them, hey, if you didn't succeed the first time, go back and do it again. No, nobody's going to do that. So rather just wait and then open the floodgates. But when the voting does open, people go and vote. Lorena, she works very, very hard on her blog. It's brightlyblack.com, right?
Brightly Black.
Yes, that's brightlyblack.com. All right, we've got a lot of news from Facebook. Of course, there's always going to be news from Facebook. Facebook is making a lot of changes. Facebook has made a lot of money. A lot of changes are coming to Facebook that are going to be affecting businesses. We've got some news about the Olympics, and we've got more news from Facebook. And I've got a pretty cool tool or website that I would like to share with you guys today that shows you what's happening around the internet in real time, second by second. So you can get an idea of how big the internet is or how fast things are happening. You can see a breakdown of how fast people are how much stuff is being uploaded to Facebook. You can see how many iPhones are being sold per second worldwide. That and more to come. Let's go to our first news item of the day. This comes to us courtesy of entrepreneur.com. And the title of the article is, "This social network engages audiences better than the rest." Lorena, do you want to take us through this perhaps? There's a lot of numbers.
Yeah,
so just break it down for us laymen to understand.
Well, if we were to break it down to very simple terms, it's basically that it's saying different industries get different types of engagement from different platforms. So if you are you know, in the fashion industry, for example, you'll get different engagements on Instagram than you do on Facebook and than you do on LinkedIn. And it was basically breaking down if you're in a certain industry, what platform would work best for you according to what they researched. And they found that for Twitter and Instagram, businesses in the music industry had the highest interactions per post. So if you're in the music industry and you do want high engagement and you want to be the most effective on any given platform, then Twitter and Instagram are for you. Article was written because, especially with small businesses, when you're first starting out, you need to go out there and engage with your audience because you need to be where your audience is rather than trying to draw them in. And it was trying to break down where it is you should concentrate on, because it's all good and well being on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, but you don't want to. So rather start out with the platforms that make a big impact and try and master those before you venture out. And then they were also saying here, as for LinkedIn, the pharmaceutical industry has the most followers, but the lowest engagement. So, I mean, if you're looking for followers and
I find that interesting, right?
and you look
The fact
right.
that LinkedIn in pharmaceuticals has the most followers from pharmaceuticals, but the lowest level of engagement. But here's the thing, Lorena, and I don't know what your take on this. The engagement on Instagram, it's not the same as engagement on Twitter, because Twitter is like we're having a conversation, we're talking, but I mean, there isn't even a good way of managing comments on Instagram. Instagram's comments are all over the place. So I don't know. Although it sees the highest rate of engagement, do you feel like there's value in that engagement, or is it just one of those, it's nice to have, nice to see the numbers, but doesn't really mean much for the business? What's your take on that?
When it comes to Instagram, I would have to agree with you because, I mean, just until recently, Google Analytics didn't even see Instagram as a referral site. So it didn't even count Instagram because I don't think people hardly ever click on someone's bio when someone goes, hey, we've got a new item on our website. Click in our bio to see it. Like, no one has time for that.
Because that's the only place you can have a link on Instagram, right? In the bio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So
until now,
now,
I attended the webinar.
Yes.
Yeah, I attended the webinar and they said they were going to have now links in the actual pictures, which helps a lot. Because now when you say you've got this piece of gym equipment available, click here to see it, you will click there and it will take you directly to that specific gym equipment without having to take you to the home page for, for your fitness company or whatever.
Be the case,
so
they're I also
moving forward.
like the one thing the different thing that Instagram is. Then I know we're getting off topic here a little bit, but it used to be when you want to advertise on Instagram, you go through the Facebook dashboard, advertising dashboard, of course, and then through that you have to link an Instagram account so that you can promote whatever item you want to promote it at. But now you don't even have to have an Instagram account. And I just realized this the other day. What Facebook says is when you're creating an ad and you want to show that ad on Instagram, they say they'll take the profile picture that's on Facebook and then they'll create a virtual Instagram page, so to speak. So your advert will show on Instagram, but you do not have an Instagram account. So you don't even have to have an Instagram account. So I guess this ties in nicely with our next story that we're going to talk about in a second about Facebook running out of places to show to show adverts. But I thought it was very interesting. So Instagram, high engagement, but maybe not a lot of value in the engagement itself. LinkedIn, very low engagement. Is there anything else that businesses should take note of? Of course, you mentioned that you want to go where the people are and where you're going to get the most value from the audience that you're looking for. Is there anything else that stands out to you in this study?
Well, the one thing that I took from the study that's most important is don't try and do everything. That's kind of what I felt this article was trying to tell you. That there are some places where you'll make a bigger impact. Rather than trying to spread yourself too thin, trying to get content out there everywhere, rather try and master one platform for your type of business. Then you can move out and branch out whenever it is you
Yeah.
feel like it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, I have to agree with you 100% because the more places you're in, the more difficult it becomes to manage. So you go through this whole thing where they say you go a mile wide and an inch deep. Rather go a mile deep and an inch wide. So not
Yeah.
spread yourself too thin. That's pretty awesome. Which brings us to our next topic here, and this comes to us courtesy of Recode. And Facebook says it's running out of places in newsfeed to show people adverts. Of course, Facebook is a money is as far as Facebook shares and all that is concerned. Facebook is printing money right now because people are businesses are advertising a lot on Facebook, and I've seen it in the last year how the cost of advertising on Facebook has shot through the roof almost overnight. It's incredibly crazy right now. You used to get clicks for a couple of rand cents. Right now, it's you if you get 10 rand a click, 5 rand it's becoming incredibly expensive. And because they're working on a bidding system, right, and they only have so much space to show the adverts, what's going to happen is that uh, is more and more it's supply and demand, right? Supply and demand. So the more demand there is
Yeah.
and less supply there is means that whatever the item is, it's going to get more expensive. That's just the nature of uh, a free market economy, so to speak. So I think what's going to happen is that adverts are going to get way more expensive because we're all competing for the same little space. But interestingly, I know that Facebook is expanding right now. It wants to be like Google in a sense that you can go to Facebook and then you can advertise on other people's apps. You can advertise on other people's websites. So if I have a website, I can go to Facebook and I can say, hey, I write about fashion, and you can advertise on my platform about fashion related items, and I get a cut of that. So, right now, Google does that very well, which is their display network. Facebook is going along the same lines. When you go into apps and you see there's little adverts at the bottom, Facebook has got options to advertise in those areas as well. So they are expanding out to the rest of the internet, and we shouldn't forget that they've got Instagram. It's owned by Facebook. WhatsApp is owned by Facebook as well, and they're going into the whole virtual reality world. So them saying this is just them setting it up for us to accept higher prices for advertising because we're like, hey, they don't have space to show the adverts, so
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna pay the price to be seen. That's my
Yeah.
take. I just feel like they're saying this to prepare us for what's to come, which is advertising is going to get very, very expensive on Facebook. So, what do you think, in your opinion, businesses should do about this? Advertising on Facebook is going to get more expensive, and the more people advertise, the less effective it's going to be. We've seen it
Yeah.
everywhere. What do you think businesses should take from this, or what did you take away from this announcement from Facebook?
I feel like we keep hearing the same thing from Facebook. I mean, they came up with that whole we're going to be showing your friends and your family status before pages
Yeah.
story that they came up with, that we spoke about in previous videos, where they were saying if your page is one of those pages where content is seen by people because it's shared by people, then you don't need to worry about engagement. But if you rely on people getting to your page or seeing your page content directly, then you need to worry. I feel like this is yet another direction towards, like you said, increasing the prices for ads, and they have an excuse because they'll be like, "Hey, we told you, we don't have any more
Yeah.
space." So the bidding war is going to be crazy. But like you've said
Yeah.
before, don't build on borrowed land. So we need to start building our what do you call these? Your newsletter lists. What do you call those? What is
Yeah.
the full
Our email
email
lists.
name? Yes. Email list, because that is your land.
Yeah.
You own that list. People have given you the right
Yes.
to email them with new
Yeah.
product launches, with sale
Yeah.
information, and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like get
It's
more people on email lists and do it now because the bidding war is going to be crazy.
and it's funny that you mentioned that. And we've always been speaking at Afro Dynamics about the bidding wars, and it's a race to the bottom. Nobody wins. I was listening to a very big investor from Silicon Valley, and he was on a show, and he says he's creating media outlets, but he's not focusing on distributing media from into the internet, like in terms of websites and apps, because he did that. They had an app for news, and then they had those people's emails. So the app requires you to intentionally say, I'm going to go into the app now and I want to see the news and I'm going to open and read the news. However, what they found was that the same news items, written the same way, the same headlines, everything, when they send it out to their email lists, the same people who have downloaded the app, they read the news more, like 3, 4 times more compared to the people coming back to the app. So he's like, why are we even doing the whole app thing? Why don't we just build email lists? So he's building like
Yeah.
5 media companies, news companies, and all he's going to do is through subscribers, through email, and then they'll send you the news items out like that. I found that interesting that he said that, because email is still winning everywhere you look, and businesses are doing so little
Yeah.
to build their lists because it takes a little bit of work, but in the long run, it becomes the best way to market a business, the best way to do a sales campaign, the best way to do a marketing campaign is if you have an email list, which people have opted, not that you've tricked into,
Yeah.
but people have said, hey, we want to hear more from you because you say such awesome things. And when you have something awesome to say, please let it know. Speaking of subscriber, let's take a quick, speaking of subscribing, let's take a quick break. To remind you, this show is brought to you by AfroDynamics.com. To keep up to date with the show, when it's happening, where it's happening, to keep up to date with what's happening in digital marketing world and how your business can benefit from it, or what your business should look out for, go to AfroDynamics.com and you can subscribe over there to keep up to date and don't get left behind. The digital world is changing so fast. So we try to keep up to date so that you don't have to. So interesting times we live in. That's from Facebook. Okay, they say, oh, we don't have any more. Of course we know adverts are going to get very expensive. In the last quarter, this is in the last 3 months,
Yeah.
Facebook did 6.2 billion, not million, that's billion with a B, $1 billion in advertising. That is an incredible amount of money. Here it is,
Yeah.
$6.2 billion, and no wonder they're running out of space. But anyway, well, let's hope to our next story. I think we've beaten
Yeah.
that horse to the ground. This comes to us courtesy of Adweek, and the headline here is: here are the many, many ways your business can get into trouble for tweeting about the Olympics. Even hashtags and retweets are off limits. This is one of the most absurd things I think I've heard in a long, long time.
Oh my goodness.
The article goes to say the Olympics will soon set social media on fire, but your business probably won't be able to talk about it. So people can talk about it, but if you're a business entity, the Olympics, even the hashtags are off limit. This year's modification of the Olympics Rule 40, so there's a rule, number 40, it's been edited, or modified. Sponsorship guidelines have helped some unofficial Olympic sponsors leverage the game in their advertising efforts. But if you're not an official sponsor, like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Visa, and PNG, posting about the Olympics on social media during the official blackout period, which started on Wednesday, so this has already started, and ends on the 24th of August, can be like doing the 100-yard dash through a minefield. Last week, the US Olympics Committee sent non-sponsor companies a letter warning them against using the Olympics intellectual property. I don't even want to continue reading this. This is depressing and honestly just plain stupid by the Olympics. You know, you want people to talk about this. There's so much negativity already around the Olympics in Rio, and you know that the water is dirty, the accommodation is not ready, and blah blah blah. And you still want to add on top of that this. You never, ever, ever tell the internet, and especially Twitter, not to do something because that's all they're gonna do. You know, it's like maybe that's their strategy.
This is what trolls.
I don't know. What's your take on this, Lorena? What's your take on this?
Trolls love restrictions. There's nothing that trolls love more than restrictions. I feel like this is that time when it's like that time when Beyonce was like, oh no, you shouldn't have my picture from the Super Bowl or whatever roaming around the internet. And trolls took that and ran with it. Like they ran with it. Beyonce's pictures were everywhere. Because trolls were like, excuse me, this is the internet. I have grown up with it all my life, and it's never been restricted. Don't tell me I can't do anything.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how the Olympics is going to go.
I can understand the, you know, using the logos of the Olympics and all these other things from the Olympics. I can understand that, you know. But if I understand this correctly, you can't even say, hey, you know, we are, say you're a business and you are, and some of our clients do this, they run restaurants and pubs and they're showing the Olympics and they say, hey, we got a lot of people here today showing hashtag Olympics, watching the 100-meter dash, hashtag Olympics. You can't even, this is just stupid and it gets me nuts.
I don't understand. It's the dumbest thing ever.
I think this is a direct result of the people that are there running the Olympics being so out of touch with reality and just want to protect their status quo because Coca-Cola, McDonald's, PNG, Visa, these people are paying a lot of money for exclusive rights. And over the years, we've seen other brands like Beats. Beats did this very well. And I think it was in the World Cup. They weren't an official sponsor, but every athlete, every major athlete was wearing Beats headphones getting out there. So they got a lot of media coverage, placement, whatever you want to call it. They got a lot of visibility by just working with the athletes. So I think they're trying to prevent those brands from taking advantage of this thing, you know, because they found ways around it to hack it and say, why should we pay $40 million to them while we can spend $20 million and do this instead and be more effective? Because Visa and Coca-Cola and them, they're official sponsors and they're getting all this publicity, paying all this money. But to be honest, there are better ways of doing the Olympics or getting a lot of out the Olympics than just splashing money and billboards and naming rights, whatever you want to call it. So I think they're just protecting those guys, but at the expense of the Olympics itself and letting small businesses not just benefit from the Olympics, but just connecting with the Olympics. Anyway, it drives me up the wall.
Yeah.
So last piece of story that we want to share here with you. We've got about 10 more minutes to go. Facebook's new video feature will help you relive the best parts of your birthday. This comes from Mashable. This is more like a feature, and I'm sure Lorena will take us through this quickly here. What is this about? How does it work? Why should we care, honestly?
Well, it's nothing to write home about. But I just think it's a really cool feature. It just the day after your birthday, so if your birthday was yesterday, today, when you go onto your newsfeed, you'll get a little video clip on the newsfeed or a timeline, and it will be a 45-second video with the pictures from your birthday and birthday messages from people that wished happy birthday on your timeline or wherever it is it may be. And I just think it's a really nice, nifty feature. I mean, it's nothing major. It's not going to go around. It's not going to grow Facebook by any amount of anything. But I think it's really, really cool. And they should probably bring this out as well for like anniversaries or whatever. Because I just think it's a cool feature. I like it.
Yeah, that would be nice. It would be nice. So you had an anniversary, you had a celebration, and then the next day you open Facebook and you get all these
graduation
coming up,
like
graduation.
Anything.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Do you know if you can save these little videos to view later? Do you know that?
It doesn't say in the article itself. It just says that you have the video the next day, but it doesn't really download it and then share it onto like Instagram, because Instagram has 66-second video would be able to fit in there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really actually say.
Okay. All right, cool. You have some advice for us as far as creative ways to use video live streaming boost your business. You read this article on entrepreneur.com and you wanted to share that with our audience. So please walk us through some of the ways. They mentioned a lot of ways here, but maybe 2 or 3 ways that stand out to you as far as creative ways to use video live streaming. I mean, it's all the buzz right now and it's working. Yeah. I did on that note, I did a, because I kept telling Barney's, right, that you must do live videos, and nobody did it, because obviously the first one, everybody's thinking, what am I going to do? What are we going to talk about? And so on Sunday, I just rocked up there. I took my camera out, went into the Pages admin app and logged in as Barney's. And then I just started shooting. And the barman were like, what's going on? I said, no, you're live. They're like, oh, okay. What's your name? Tell us what you're doing. Can you mix us your favorite drink? So he shot about, I think, 5 to 7 minutes or so. And he made a Bushman Ball shot and all that. And I can tell you, the video has had 500 and something views. The post itself has reached thousands of people, which is better than anything that they usually post on there or any other kind of video that they usually post. So it's as simple as that. You whip out your camera, you do whatever is happening there. We want to polish these things so much, and often that's not the point of live video, right? Live video is like people want to feel like the moment, like they are there with you. It's not a production, and you shouldn't be embarrassed, because whatever people are going to see is what they're going to see when they come, especially for brick and mortar stores. That's what people are going to see if they come to your store, so if you're embarrassed about that, then you should fix some things at your store. Otherwise, you just go ahead and do it. But anyway, as far as the article is concerned, what stands out to you, and what would you like to share with businesses or things they should look out for?
I really like the article because we've been speaking about video and how it is the now and no longer the future. But we never really spoke about, the ideal type of video that people want to see. We always just said, go out there and shoot. And like you said, with Bonnie's, they didn't know what to do. So yeah, we live video, but what do we do in the live video? You can't just be standing there. And I love here that it says, it has tips for Facebook live stream, which it says the ideal video should be 5 to 20 minutes. I shot my first live video this weekend. It was, I think, about 40 minutes or so. So I wish I'd read this before, because my video was like 40 minutes. I was babbling. I was putting on my makeup.
It doesn't matter though, right? I feel like I feel like all these things are just guidelines. They're not rules, right? Because people say, hey, people these days have got short attention spans. I don't necessarily buy that, because we binge watch Netflix for days, So if the content is good enough, we'll spend the time consuming it. It's not about that.
Exactly.
Purely about the experience. So if you're doing experience good enough, and if you do it over 3 days, people will engage with you. You know, if you
Yeah.
have nice to see. So the length of the video is, I think, the best advice, in my opinion, is make it as long as it needs to be. You know, not too long, not too
Yeah.
short, not longer than it needs to be, not shorter than it needs to be. Don't say I need to fit this into 3 minutes or whatever. Make it as long as it needs to be. You know, keep it engaging. So yeah, they
True.
suggest ideal. Please, sorry to interrupt you. Just continue. Go on.
No, it's fine. I have to like hear what other people have to say. It says they use a short title. That one I agree with, because nobody wants to, when they're scrolling down their timeline, read, "This is our restaurant, and this is a Tuesday, and this is what we do on a Tuesday, and please watch our video." Like, no one
Yeah.
has time to read that. So yeah, there's that. And I read somewhere, I don't remember where it was exactly, where it said you might think that emojis and emoticons are for like the youngins or whatever, but apparently
Yeah.
emojis do actually grab people's attention. And they don't mention it in this title, in this article, but I do say use
Mhm.
emojis, make things fun, make people want to watch whatever it is you're posting about. They also have, uh, you know, uh, tips on Periscope as well. Um,
Yes.
and I don't think it's article, but they have here, recommended time is 10 to 15 minutes. But like you said, if it's more than 15 minutes, go on ahead. If you do just want to say something for
Yeah.
5 minutes, go ahead, because we always save that anyway, and people can watch
Absolutely.
it later. So it really is not a problem.
Yeah.
Blab, which we've used before,
It's
we have been
unfortunate that,
okay.
that
So
Blab is dying because it's such a nice platform. But anyway.
I
Okay,
really
so
like
any
I like Blab and its interactivity. But basically the
it's pretty
article just
cool.
gives you hints and tips on how to use video live stream. And I think this is especially for those people starting and don't know whether to make a video 40 minutes or 2 minutes. This would be a good article for you to just start with. If you want to just use rules, just so you can get used to it, then I feel like this is an ideal article for you. And then afterwards,
Yeah.
once you figure out what your audience wants and whether your audience wants longer videos, shorter videos, whether they start interacting after you haven't started speaking for 6 minutes, because some people do need you to, continue speaking and invite them in to interact with you. If that's your kind of audience, then obviously you really need to make videos for more than 6 minutes. But otherwise, this article, I think it was really good. It was well written.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I like the point you mentioned now about make it as long as it needs to be, and you learn from that. So if you made a 40-minute video and people are watching, and there's so many ways to analyze these videos built in to the platforms
Yeah,
themselves. Periscope shows you, I think, Facebook shows you a breakdown. Where do people watch the most? Did people fast forward? Did people jump to certain sections? Did people watch just 10%? So if you do a 40-minute video and you see people are dropping off at 20-minute mark, then you know it should have ended at 20 minutes or 15 minutes. But if you do a 10-minute video and you see people watched it all the way to the end, you maybe add another 2 minutes if you need to. So if you made it short because you wanted to make it time constrained, you realize people stuck with you. So next time, instead of compressing all that information, go a little bit longer, go a little bit shorter. It's all about testing. And for every business case, it's going to be different. There's no one rule fits all kind of scenario. But as you mentioned, Laurina, I like the way the article is put out. So you have a guideline of sorts to begin with, and it's always the first couple of videos that people are always stressing about. Like, what are we gonna do about this? Anyway, that's all
yeah.
we have time for today. But before we sign off, I've got a cool website that I want to share with you guys. And before we get to that, just thank you very much for sticking around. The show is brought to you by afrodynamics.com. You can go over there. We've got some awesome things coming out this month. You don't want to miss it. I can't share much just yet, but we're going to be sharing more and more about this in the weeks to come. Pretty awesome stuff. Subscribe to our newsletter there to stay up to date, not just with that, but also with what's happening in digital marketing overall. The tool, okay, that's enough promotion for now. Okay, that's done. Part of the script. I wanted to share with you. this website. It's called where is this? I can't find it now. Oh, come on. Every second. It's called every second.io. What this website does is pretty fantastic. So you have two options here, and they say there's more coming. But right now, you've got YouTube and Apple. What it's going to do if I click on YouTube, it's going to show you what happens on YouTube every single second that goes by. Now, if you want to go into YouTube, and sorry, I got a message that distracted me here. If you go into YouTube and click on that, it's going to start showing you here. This is some very interesting stuff. So you can see what people are doing on YouTube. So in the last, it counts here 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds. You can see right on top. But just in the last 13 seconds, you know, there has been 700, close to 1 million. This week going to 20 seconds. It's going to hit 1 million views on YouTube already in the last 20 seconds. 150, 60, 70, 200 hours almost of video has been uploaded. Hours of video watched, 78,000. This is just in the last 30 seconds. It hasn't even been a minute.
Wait, is this real time?
This is real time.
Like right now.
This is like happening every second. YouTube has spent so much money maintaining the platform. YouTube has made 6,000 in the last minute. It's made $7,000 in revenue. 650 mobile views. Now you can go down this linking to thing. And the thing I like about this, it shows you what people are consuming. So there's the hours of user-related videos. There's the hours of how-to videos. So if you're making how-to videos, you know where you fit in. There's the hours of comedy videos. You know, there's the hours of gaming videos. It's leading the way. Music videos, it's a lot. Every single second, videos on how-to, sports.
Wow.
It is just ridiculous, you know. It's just amazing. I think this is amazing. So it gives you a very good idea of what people are doing on these platforms. And the other, if you click on the other thing, it's on Apple. You go into Apple and it shows you, it starts counting. In the last 2 seconds, 16 iPhones sold, 5 iPhones
oh my
sold,
gosh.
3 Macs sold. This is worldwide, 3 Apple Watches, 3. This is just ridiculously insane. This is how much profit Apple has made in the last 18 seconds, 19, 20. Is this insane or what? Look at the number of apps downloaded in the last 30 seconds. Look at the FaceTime calls made. Look at store visits. These are the number of people who have visited Apple stores. Of course, they take the average numbers, they break it down, and they just animate it, you know. But this is what's showing you what happens with these big companies. That is just ridiculous stuff. Anyway, that is everysecond.io. You can go to that website and you can see for yourself and make of it what you will. I don't know what you make of it, but I just thought it was pretty fantastic. That's all we have time for today. We'll be back again next week at 10:30, same time, same place. Wherever you're watching this from, please don't forget to subscribe. Please don't forget to leave your comments, questions, suggestions, whatever you have, leave it on there. We'll try to get to it as much as we can. We're still trying to find a home, a permanent place where everybody can join us live, because we do this show live on the internet. Of course, we're all about live. Do this live. So wherever you're watching this from, please go to afrodynamics.com, subscribe, get notified, get live, interact with us in real time, ask questions, comment, suggestions, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much and goodbye.